My Best Friends Live in the Woods. The Adventures of Albert by Anne Michelle Moracek.
In a dream, in a trance, my spirit flies to the pink horizon of the forest, where fairies say, "Come and play," and the animals say, "There's a better way," an enchanted land of love. My best friends live in the woods.
Chapter 14. Trades. "Let me brush your back." Jillian stroked her friend's fur. "You're so shiny and smooth. Your spots are fading, though. I will miss them." Jillian smiled at Anthina. The meadow grass was cool and soft as they sat at the edge of the thicket. Jillian had spent the night with Anthina and Mother Deer, snuggled under the cedar thicket. While Jillian did prefer her moss bed in the cave, the two friends had the habit of sleepovers at each other's homes. "That's a nice brush." Anthina admired the wooden-handled brush Jillian had pulled from her basket. Mother Skunk always packed a basket of needments, with snacks, a clean apron, a brush for her fur, and teeth. "It is nice, isn't it?" Jillian smiled. "Mother traded Mr. Badger for it. He has the best fur for brushes. Mother says his family has been in the brush business for generations." "What did your mother trade for it?" Anthina asked. Jillian smiled. "Gingerbread cookies, of course." Anthina pouted. "I don't have anything to trade." "You could trade a favor, like babysitting his triplets or singing a song." Anthina's pout turned into a smile. "You can trade being helpful?" "Sure, why not?" Jillian grinned. "Now you can brush my back." Jillian handed Anthina the brush. "See, we are trading brushing our backs. I can't reach my back, but you can." "This is fun." Anthina's beautiful brown eyes sparkled. "Mother Skunk says all the world would be kinder if none of us could bend our elbows." Jillian pondered, a bit more serious. Anthina's eyes got wide with wonder. "Really? What do elbows have to do with kindness?" "Well," Jillian continued, "if we couldn't bend our elbows, we couldn't feed ourselves." "That sounds horrible!" Anthina bucked her head back. "Think about it," Jillian said. "Try to imagine it. How would I live if I couldn't bend my elbows?" She smiled. Anthina set down the brush, closed her eyes, and tried to imagine her friend hungry and unable to reach her mouth. "Oh, I know! I would have to feed you." Anthina jumped up and did a happy kick with her hooves. "That's right," Jillian clapped. "I would feed you, and we would have to take care of each other if we were going to survive. Only those with kind spirits would figure that out, so only kindness would survive and evil would fall away." "Your mother is wise," Anthina said admiringly. "Wise and kind," Jillian said. Her expression got distant and solemn. "Are you sad?" Anthina asked. "Maybe just a little. I was remembering when I loved being with my parents near the raspberry bramble." Jillian sighed. "I guess that's why I don't mind sleeping in the cedar thicket." "But Mother Skunk is your mama, and you live in a cave," Anthina protested. "Now, yes, but I wasn't born there," Jillian explained. "Really?" Anthina's eyes were wide with wonder. "Really? You don't remember because it was before you were born. But there was a fall when terrible iron traps were hidden in the forest under the leaves. Both my parents and Mother Skunk's mate, Papa Skunk, were caught and carried away, never to be seen again. How awful! I'm so sorry! What did you do? A tear rolled down Anthina's cheek. Oh, don't cry. I told you, Mother Skunk is kind. She heard of the tragedy, and instead of feeling sorry for herself, she ran to rescue us. She said, "You are all my nieces and nephews, but now you are all my children," Jillian explained. I had no idea you were adopted, Anthina blinked. No one knows. Mother Skunk never calls us her adopted children, only as her children, Jillian smiled. I think we should find Mr. Badger and offer him a trade so you can have a brush. She stood up and placed her brush back in her needs-mint basket. Then we can play beauty shop anytime we want to. The friends trotted over to Mother Deer. Mama, can Jillian and I go see Mr. Badger? We want to trade being helpful for a brush. Anthina looked hopefully at her mother, who was nibbling grass in the shade. Mother Deer looked up from her grazing. What do you want a brush for? You can't reach your back. True, but Jillian can, and I can brush her back, Anthina said happily. Well, yes, how nice. I suppose we could all go pay the Badgers a visit. I've been meaning to go see the new triplets and give Mrs. Badger my congratulations. Mother Deer stretched and stepped into the sunshine. Her coat showed a beautiful glossy brown with creamy white on her face and on her tail. You look beautiful today, Mother Deer, Jillian admired. I guess it's okay you're growing up. You will be as lovely as your mama, she smiled at Anthina. Mother Deer lifted her head and began a little whistle and chirping sound. What are you doing? Anthina asked. I'm calling my bird friend, Mother Deer explained. She whistled and chirped again, then waited, then called again, and then a tiny flutter of wings and a little bird landed in the branch of the cedar tree. Hello, Tidal. Mother Deer knows the little sparrow. Would you be so kind as to take a message back and forth to the Badger family? She asked. Can we trade for it? The clever sparrow cocked his head. Why, yes. What can I do for you in trade? Mother Deer asked. Tidal hopped back on his branch as he pondered. I would like to ride on your back as you run through the forest, Tidal chirped. That always looks like fun. You always see the trees from above, but speeding through the branches would be a new perspective. He bobbed his head up and down. That sounds like fun. I would be happy to give you a ride. So, we have a deal? The skunk smiled. Yes, Tidal nodded. Okay, here's the message. Anthina, Mother Deer, and Jillian Skunk would like to come by for a visit. And if it's not too much trouble, we would like to trade a favor for a brush. Can you remember all that, Tidal? Mother Deer nosed the little bird again with the tease. Deer, visit, trade for brush. Got it. And at that, Tidal flew off. Why did we send Tidal, Mama? Couldn't we just go ask Mr. Badger? Anthina was puzzled. You never want to arrive at the Badger's house without first being invited. Mother Deer's expression was serious. Badgers have a nasty reputation for being angry. They bite. Mother Deer's expression was quite serious indeed. Wow, Jillian said. It's a good thing we asked you instead of running over there. I had no idea. Jillian's eyes were a bit frightened. I could have put us both in danger. Jillian hugged Anthina's neck protectively. Just then, Tidal chirped and fluttered, landed back on the cedar branch. The Badgers say yes, and thank you for asking. And just as quickly, Tidal jumped off the the limb and flew off like a shot, leaving the cedar limb to bounce from the lift-off. And we're off, Mother Deer smiled. Anthina and Jillian followed closely as Mother Deer picked her way around the glen. Why don't we just go across the glen? It's so much shorter, Anthina asked. It's always safer in the trees, darling, Mother Deer answered. They walked a good long while, but finally arrived at a dugout burrow tunneled in the side of the hill. Hello, Badger family, Mother Deer called out several paces back. Why don't we just go knock on the door? Jillian asked. From here, we have a head start to run away, in case they change their minds, Mother Deer whispered. A pointy nose, then a striped face poked out from inside the burrow. Mr. Badger growled, and Mother Deer took 2 steps back. Oh, it's you. Title said something about a brush. The gruff Badger said. Mother Deer nodded her head. Mr. Badger's head disappeared, and a few moments later, he waddled out holding a fine brush with a wooden handle. What are you prepared to trade for it? He asked sternly. Jillian stepped forward. First, let me say, that is a lovely brush. Such fine workmanship. Mother Skunk has one of your brushes and can't say enough about how nice it is. Mr. Badger was taken aback by the kind words. He wasn't used to such niceties. And congratulations on the triplets. You must be so proud. Jillian gushed and grinned. Why, we are very proud. Mr. Badger was at a loss for words, so unaccustomed to pleasant conversation. Anthina was feeling a bit brave and followed the lead of her friend. We would love to see the triplets and congratulate Mrs. Badger if she is available. I brought her a bouquet of calendula flowers. She can decorate the house with them or eat them for supper, or both. Anthina held out the yellow bouquet. A broad smile slowly crossed Mr. Badger's face. I'll be back, he said, and slipped back into his den. Presently, some tiny squeaky sounds were heard. Mr. and Mrs. Badger were each carrying a tiny fur ball by the scruff of their necks. Then Mrs. Badger ducked back in and quickly produced a third. Oh, they're adorable! Anthina did a happy hoof click. Many congratulations, Mother Deer added. May we come closer for a better look? Jillian smiled. Mr. Badger looked at Mrs. Badger. She nodded her head. Okay then, but just for a moment, he said. The 3 visitors tiptoed closer and saw the tiny pink noses and closed eyes. Anthina handed Mrs. Badger a bouquet. Calendula, she said proudly. I know where they like to grow. Mrs. Badger accepted the happy little daisies with such a surprised smile. Oh, I love these! How did you know? She smiled and without hesitation began munching on the flowers. They're so rich in health and will help my milk, she mumbled between mouthfuls. The rest I'll use as lotion for nursing, she said as she set half of the bouquet to the side. Do you need any help babysitting? Anthina asked. Well, no, but nice of you to offer. Mrs. Badger smiled. I was hoping to trade babysitting for a brush, Anthina said, showing her disappointment. Mr. Badger stroked his chin. How about this? If you bring the missus a bouquet of calendula once a week for 3 weeks and stay and visit to brighten her day, I'd say that would be worth a fine Badger brush, Mr. Badger added. And your mama and your little skunk friend can come along. Mrs. Badger smiled and looked to Mother Deer for a nod. All right then, Mother Deer gave her head nod. It's a deal. They said their goodbyes to the badger family and started back to the cedar thicket. As they walked, Jillian asked Anthina, "What made you think to bring the calendula flowers?" "Sometimes," Anthina said quietly, "I seem to hear a little voice in my mind. It helps me. It said, 'Pick these for Mrs. Badger.' So I did. I'm learning to never ignore my little helper voice. It always goes well when I pay attention, and it always goes poorly when I don't." Jillian stopped in her tracks and said excitedly, "Me too! Who do you suppose it is? A fairy spirit?" "Maybe," Anthina said. "A spirit for sure. Sometimes I argue and ask why, but it never explains itself. It always says, 'You'll see.'" They continued walking toward the cedar thicket quietly, each in their own thoughts. Mother Deer looked at her fawn with such love that Anthina ran to her and touched noses. Jillian suddenly remembered Mother Skunk tucking her into the great moss bed. Every night, Mother would sing a lullaby and then go to each and every one of her 24 children. She would kiss each little forehead and rub noses with each one in turn, then say, "Sweet dreams," and trot into the kitchen, her tail fluffed high and blue apron ribbons flowing behind her. "I am truly loved as one of her own," Jillian smiled to herself. "I am a lucky little one indeed."